Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Well, it's not quite afternoon, but we are at the 222 portal, and we're going to see what this portal means for not just love, but everything else you have going on in your world. As I take my sip of coffee, the prayer for lovers and soulmates to get together finally was done at sunrise this morning. So some of you may have been feeling extra sleepy this morning, especially if you signed up to have your name added to that list. I will continue meditating and praying for those of you who are in separation, for those of you who have been longing for that perfect lover that you've been dreaming of you, and for those of you who are in sticky situations and trying to get yourself out of them. The moderators are on deck. Today is Saturday, February 22nd. The moderators are around to keep this place safe and sacred, so feel free to share any thoughts, feelings that you're having in the comments. If you would like your own reading, that information is in my bio. You can sign up for a personal reading or get one done on the live. That being said, please continue hitting the like button so we stay relevant in the TikTok algorithm. And TikTok knows that this is the real Edda's page. Holy Spirit, what message do you have for the collective on this 222 day? What message do we need to know most as we transition through this energetic portal that's 5 days before the new moon in Pisces? And you know, Pisces is one of my favorite signs because it's the sign that sits between, it has 1 foot here on earth and 1 foot here, there, here and there. In the astral, Pisces season is usually a time, a season of transformation. If you have been feeling tired, especially this weekend, and it will last into next week, right, until we hit that new moon, relax, rest as much as possible, stay hydrated. It's not a good time to, go party and drink or engage in activities that are going to dehydrate you. Rest and meditate so you're able to receive the downloads that your guides, your angels have for you, starting with the Fool, right? 38, taking that leap of faith, taking inspired action. You won't know what to do if the directions aren't revealed to you starting today. And for a lot of you, especially for those of you who are further along on your spiritual journey, you have been receiving messages and angel signs, seeing the 1111, the 222s, right? Seeing cardinals, seeing doves, seeing owls, seeing snakes, whether they're in real life, right? And as you're walking about, seeing rabbits, or they just keep popping up on your feed, or as you're streaming something or watching something, right? They just keep popping up. This is a season of preparation, and these signs are, 1, reminding you to pay attention, and 2, they're kind of letting you know that you're going in the right direction, but you need to have an open heart and take whatever comes with grace. That includes whatever losses, whatever you are being encouraged, and for some of you, forced to give up because you're holding on to things with both hands, feet, arms, and legs, and it's time to let it go, especially if you feel that you are truly ready to manifest those dreams into your reality. Somebody said everybody plays the fool, but you gotta play the fool to get a fool. That's how we learn, that's how we grow, that's how we elevate as we go through our seasons of becoming. Next, we have Loves Me Not, confirming that there are quite a few of you, at least a handful of you, who are still holding on to someone, still praying for someone, right, that you should have let go of a long, long time ago. One of the Soul Tribe members sent me a very interesting video yesterday about how masculines think when they pull away and what happens when the feminine starts chasing them, right? It's on my Patreon. You don't have to be a member to see it. As soon as you go to the page, you'll see the video, but it is the perfect explanation of whatever you chase will continue to run. Your job now is to really sit in the energy of I do not chase, I attract. If you aren't familiar with these affirmations, if you aren't familiar with having a daily practice of reciting affirmations, get familiar. They will take you out of the stage of wanting someone or something, feeling the need that you have to do XYZ to get that someone or something, when it's your destiny to have these things flow to you. Just like those signs. You don't go looking for the signs. The signs just show up as you need them. Everything you need will show up. It's like one of those video game quests or Jumanji, right? The things you need will show up when you need them. There's no need to chase, beg, or devalue yourself, right? Certainty. You gotta know with 29, and 29 is the number of soulmates, with absolute certainty, this is a season, and we're about to start Lent on the 5th, right? March Madness takes on a new meaning this year with Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde, the lunar eclipse, the solar eclipse, right? All happening during this season of Lent, a season of reflection, of meditating, of praying, and preparing for what is to come. You've got to know with absolute certainty that whatever you've been praying for, whatever you've been trying to manifest, is going to come to you by your divine right. You wouldn't have these visions of manifestation if it wasn't for you, if you weren't meant to have this thing or type of lifestyle. You just got to let it come to you. There's no more chasing, because remember, whatever you chase will continue to run. Next, we have miscarriage, right? The things that and that's with that 22, the biggest message of today. A lot of the things that you have planted, you put work in, and you thought would bear good fruit, but it's bared nothing at all. That was part of the journey too. However it showed up, whatever is happening is exactly how it's supposed to happen for you. Give me 1 second. I'm burning frankincense and it got extremely, extremely smoky, right? Cleansing the air, cleansing the energy. Whatever you've been putting work into that hasn't bared fruit, that hasn't showed up in the way that it's supposed to, you thought it would, it's because it's not for you. If we look at the daisy here and the daisy here with the lovers me not, this is why, especially in relationships, partnerships, business partnerships, friendships, whatever falls apart, let it. It's making space for what is to come, what is going to fulfill you, mind, body, and soul on every single level. Next, we have autopilot, right? And there goes that dove. The dove is a symbol of the promise, right? It's a symbol of arriving at your destination finally, after a period of waiting, right? After those 40 days and 40 nights of being tested and going through trials and tribulation. Again, another symbol of allowing things to come to you and not chasing them. Mourn whatever you need to mourn, release whatever you need to release, and let it go, right? In her, giving the energy of that lady from Steven's Universe, Amethyst. She's giving amethyst vibes. And with the purple, that confirms that it's a nice time to wear amethyst, right? To help you stay grounded. But being totally free amongst the clouds, amongst the moon, right, is the energy of just going with the flow, really staying in that full energy of trusting, believing, and letting the angels, your guides, lead you through this time and all times, right? Keeping your mind free, keeping your soul free, keeping your energy as light and airy as possible between now and the lunar eclipse, between now, because we see that big bright moon in the distance, right? If it was the sun, it'd be more yellow, but that is definitely with the craters, the moon. Between now and March 13th, some of you are going to face some of the hardest challenges you have faced in your entire life. You are given the heads up. Take everything that comes with grace and respond with love. Is part of the transition. It's part of the transformation that you are required to undergo to receive that happily ever after that you've been envisioning, that you have been dreaming of. And lastly, of course, lastly, with 8, right, which is the number of karma, right? Confirming with the Holy Father, the Mother, and the Son, right? Everything is happening for a divine reason. You may not like it. It may not feel good in the moment. It may be frustrating. You may get angry. Get angry. Release that energy and know that better is on the way. These delays that have been showing up, especially since the latter half of 2023, 2020 for some of you guys, right? This thing that you have been waiting for has been more than 40 days and 40 nights coming. It's been a long, long time coming. But like the song says, a change, a beautiful, positive change is on its way to you. All of these mishaps, all of these things that made you upset, all of these situations that didn't go your way were all blessings in disguise. Holy Spirit, what other message does the collective need to know on this portal day? They're saying rest, 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 rest. That's too many. For some of you, that relationship you were holding on to with both hands and feet and legs and arms, there's a saying that's going around now that whatever a man lacks, he will take from you. If he lacks confidence, he'll take yours, right? If he lacks self-esteem, he'll take yours. This relationship was draining you, and though you may not have realized it because other parts of it was really, really, really good, it was leaving you emotionally, spiritually, and some of you financially bankrupt. Some of you are walking away with just a shirt on your back, and you feel like you've put in all this effort, you did all this work for this relationship, for this person. You invested so much. That is noted. You showed up the way that you were supposed to in that relationship, and so did the other person. But it's time to move on. Any feelings of regret, disappointment that you're having, let it go. Again, rather than slipping into the energy of despair or worse, the energy of hopelessness, your guides are asking you to believe, to truly, 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 truly believe that everything is working out for you. We've been getting mid-April, right? April 20th, around Easter. A lot of resolutions would have been a lot of resolutions would have come to the forefront. A lot of you are so impatient because you kept getting the message any day now, any day now, any day now, right? It's about to happen. This is your season. Always keep in mind that spirit timing and our timing, it's not the same thing. What's 40 days and 40 nights to us is like a second, 2 seconds to them. This season requires you to trust, fully trust, mind, body, and soul, that the things that you've been wanting for, asking for, hoping for, intending for, desiring are en route to you. Unexpected income, family room. As we hear the sirens, right? Spirit is making it loud and clear. When you really, really process the loss, especially for those of you who was hanging on to that person you were asked to let go of many, 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 many times, right? When you finally get to the point where you are okay with the loss, you will realize that it is indeed a blessing in disguise. And that's when, that alarm, and that's when doors will really, really open up for you, right? A lot of you are coming out of a season where it's been dark night after dark night after dark night after dark night, a little bit of sun, dark night after dark night after dark night. You're coming into a season because you believe, right? Because you trusted the process. You're coming through a season where it's just going to be blessing after blessing after blessing, miracle after miracle after miracle. Congratulations. Celebrations. I don't know why I didn't do that sooner. Those are the conversations we're going to be having. Yeah, you and I, right? Because we're a soul tribe. These are the conversations we're going to be having, and I'm getting goosies, towards the end of April, May, June, summertime. At least here in the States, right? In other parts of the world, it's going to be wintertime. But that June, July, August, that's your season where you're going to really pop off, right? The reason why they gave you dark night after dark night after dark night was there was lessons in those moments. That person that continuously, wasn't so nice to you. There was lessons that they were teaching you about your own self-worth and what you deserve in this lifetime. And if we really think about it, every single lifetime. You weren't put on this earth to suffer or hurt all the time, right? Every day is not going to be rainbows and unicorns and pixie dust, but most days are supposed to be. We were never put here just to struggle. We were made to love ourselves, one another, and treat the planet real nice. But in the spirit of growing up and being an adult and following the rules, our true life purpose got lost in translation. If you're struggling every morning to go to that job, it's because you're not supposed to be there. If that person pisses you off because of the way they breathe or chew their food, it's because they're not supposed to be around you. It's not a thing of vanity or you being stubborn. Well, some of you are stubborn, but that's just who you are, right? These are all signs to tell you that's not your space. When you are in your space, most days are rainbows and unicorns and pixie dust and, above all things, peace. A lot of you don't want to be millionaires. A lot of you don't want a partner that does this, that. A lot of you want peace and freedom that comes with having enough in the bank to do whatever you want, whenever you want. That comes with a partner that allows you to just be and flow and exist without expectations or demands. or trying to fit you in a box, because that will send you in a box, right? Trying to live up to somebody else's standards, trying to be something that you're not, taking that job because, everybody in your family has that type of job, but it just doesn't feel right to you, but you stick with it because they told you you're supposed to. Yeah, that's how you'll get to meet the maker sooner than intended. Let's get one love message from the person that is on your mind, the person that you're thinking of, because some of you are hearing this and they're like, yeah, I'm not letting go of so-and-so because they are my soulmate. They are my twin flame, my divine partner. We're going to get married and live happily ever after and skip off into the sunset. That's a beautiful dream, my love. Beautiful, beautiful dream. And you're right, they are a soulmate. But guess what? I'm your soulmate too. We're all soulmates, escorting each other home. Everyone you meet along your journey, in person and online, whether they're in your life for a nanosecond as you scroll by, or they're in your life for decades. These are all soulmates that come to bring you something to assist you along your journey. Whomever you were called to let go of, please do yourself a favor and let go. Or else don't be a negative Nancy or negative Norman when you hear about soul tribe members getting married and starting businesses and living their version of happily ever after. Understand you had that choice too. That person you're holding on to with both arms, legs, feet, and hands is a past life connection. Guess what? Y'all did the same thing then that you're doing now, and they still haven't learned their lesson. It doesn't mean that you have to stick with them forever and ever while they get it right. No, they had ample opportunity to try to get it right. What other message from the soulmate does the collective need to hear? At this moment, if you would like a personal reading on the live, the information is in the bio. This is a confirmation, right? This is a confirmation. Exhaustion. Let me just make some more room here. Right? Intimacy, realizations, lusting. Past life again, pain, breaking point. A lot of you hit your breaking point with the turn of the calendar new year. And that was supposed to happen because your guides wanted you to get rid of that person before the astrological new year comes in. Why are you still holding on to them? Especially when they cause you so much pain. Especially when you know that this is more of a sexual connection than anything else. When you know for sure you deserve somebody that not only fulfills your needs in an intimate way, but emotionally, spiritually, mentally, financially, right? There's more to you than your basic human needs. And you deserve someone that can meet you on every single level. Somebody said there aren't any more good left, right? They're all taken. Who told you that lie? And better yet, why do you believe it? Always remember, every pot has its lid. It may take you 40 days, 40 nights, 40 years even to be matched with your person, but every person has a person. Every person may not connect with their twin flame in every lifetime, but every person has a person for those of us who are willing to sacrifice the ones that are not it for the ones that are it. It feels like February has been showing you over and over and over and over and over again that this is it. This is who this person is. They're not going to change. So you need to change if you want to live happily ever after. You need to take the steps so that you live happily ever after without this person, I like how finality is behind it. Farewells, leave behind closure. And it brings us back to that mask, right? Dropping that mask, dropping who you had to be to have that person in your life and walking away for good. Because let's face it, for those of you who've been stuck on the wrong person, it's been exhausting. It's time to let it go. It's time to really surrender to the knowingness, right? Where's that card, right? The deep knowingness, right? The certainty that every good thing is coming your way. You can show up as yourself, goofiness and all, right? The things that you dislike most about yourself, and this is a tip for those of you who are searching for your partner. They will love the things that you try to hide from the world. They will love the things about you that you try to cover up and that you don't like about yourself. The person for you will love all of you, and in doing so will teach you to do the same. You won't have to shrink or make yourself small or show up in a certain way in order to be accepted by a lover, by a job, by society, by life. You owe it to yourself at this point to show up as the real you once and for all. As I finish off the rest of my coffee, that is the message. I'm rarely here on a Saturday. If you guys would like more lives on a Saturday, let me know, right? We can work something out. We're going to go to the comments and see who is here. And I see Grace. Right? Which is one of the themes of the day, responding to everything that pops up with grace, right? Taking everything gracefully. How are you doing, my love? Hi, Loka. Hi, Malu. I have to text you later. Hi, Loka's mom. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Marcy. How's everybody doing? John. Hi, John. The right one will goof around with you, loving the goofiness you are, courageous to show. Hi, Honeybee, and us with the 1111. And right now it's 1212 for me. Hi, Blaze. How are you? How are you feeling after that yesterday, right? You should have gotten a visit. If not, they're coming as I look up and see 44 people on the live. Hey, Mars, how are you? Sherry, Grace, and everybody else that sent gifts. And Marlene, thank you. I appreciate it. February snatched my soul and said it's time to leave. They kind of snatched you up like a lioness snatches up the lion cub by the neck. That's the type of time that we're on. Yeah, I don't think that came out. If you're still holding on with both arms, legs, feet, hands, on everything you got to something or someone, you're going to get snatched and you're going to get dragged and it's not going to feel good. Hey, Druzy, how are you? How are you? Who else is here? Who else? I did say honeybee, right? Classy. Happy 222 manifestation day. What are you intending to manifest, right? As I looked up and it said 8.8K likes and quickly shifted to 8.9. The world is yours, right? Just like in Scarface, right? When Tony was looking out the window and he saw the blimp that rolled by that said, the world is yours. You can manifest any and everything you want in this lifetime just by using your words. And we can even, for those of you who've seen Scarface, use Tony as an example. He didn't come here to be, he didn't come to America from Cuba to be a dishwasher, right? He had these big dreams that manifested really, really quickly for him. We could do the same with Franklin Saint with Snowfall, right? But along the way, their vision got blurry and although they're manifesting these great things, they weren't truly what was best for them, right? There's a moment, right? Where, people have their different desires. We listen and we don't judge, right? One person's route versus another person's route, that's totally up to the people. But there comes a point where you get everything you want and you're supposed to pivot. You're supposed to get the bag and pivot. Once you get too deep, dark into that dark energy that you're manifesting from, because let's face it, we manifest both from our dark desires and our light desires, right? Society can call them good or bad, but they're just light energies and heavy energies, right? And having anything you want, you have to have access to both energies. Just know when to get out. Just know when, okay, I said I wanted this, but in the long term, right? Will this lifestyle benefit myself, right? In 5 years, in 10 years, will the 80-year-old version of me, if I make it that far, be proud of this? And then pivot. That's the beautiful thing about this life. You can say with all your chest, you want XYZ, and then you look at your XYZ and you're like, this is good. I manifested this. Yay. And then after a while of sitting with your XYZ, you could say, you know what? Actually, I think I want 812. Switch it up like that. And you can. The only thing that's stopping you from switching, from making that change, is you. Always, always, always remember that. You can shift your manifestations, your intentions at any time. Let's see who else is here. Well, I'm a Capricorn. People irk me by breathing. I feel you. Me and my Sagittarian soul feel you. Shalia Davis. Hello, hello, hello. Doodles, you joined us. Hey, Doodle. Hey, Boogie. Soul Tribe is tribing this weekend. Big Nat, how are you? Forever Breezy, how are you? Juicy, I'm glad you were able to catch us. Again, if you guys want to go live more often on a Saturday, let me know. Delayed, not denied. All that's for me comes to me naturally. Amen, classy. I'm debating on leaving work early so I can go to sleep. Boogie, I wouldn't blame you. I saw so many doves the other day on my way home. I love that. Whatever's for me will be simple. Just that simple. Empress Honey, Grand Rising indeed. Miss Nicole, how are you? How are you feeling? AB and others, thank you for the new follows. Nishaya, oh my goodness, almost the entire Soul Tribe is here. I think the only people that are missing are Lux or Roberson. We haven't seen Sunny in a while. But life. Right, scrolling back down. I love Saturday because I miss you. Okay, Jackie says yes too, so we'll figure out Saturdays. More Saturdays. And we have Loca's mom in the energetic mix, so that's wonderful. People get greedy and lose their self, forget they have all that they asked for. Say that louder for the people in the back. When we get greedy without practicing gratitude for what we already have, right? I think we could define greediness as that. That's when you lose it all and get reset back to zero. So let's open up the floor while we're here. Hi, Grofito. Good morning, my dear. You're home. I'm happy that you're here too. Not broken, shattered. Yeah, I told the ex to kick rocks. I was done over it. My hematite. You know how strong hematite is? Because it has iron, right? The element of iron in it. For it to not break but shatter, energetically speaking, Blaze, that speaks volumes. Vanessa, you are first on the list to the front of the line. I've been here since 5. 5 in the morning? De la mañana? What? I was still deep, deep, deep with the Sandman at that hour. Whew. Hey, Morty. How are you? How's the weather by you? You know, Jackie, I got to throw it in every now and again, right? Every now and again. Oh, my goodness. Marcy, you are second on the list because now I got to write this down. So we're going to start with the readings for Vanessa. And then we have Marcy. The greedy are actually spiritually needy. Yeah, I like that too. When we invest in people, we all benefit. That is true. That is so, so very, very true. All right. Love you, Doodle. We'll connect later this afternoon or sometime during the weekend. Have an amazing day. All right. Vanessa to the front of the line. Readings are done for subscribers to the live. You get a one heart, as I see Doodles throwing the heart up. You get a 1-card pull. Subscribers to the Patreon get the 3-card mini reading, right? The free Patreon subscriptions are coming to an end this weekend, right? So if you haven't claimed your free paid annual subscription, that's a mouthful, by the end of the business day tomorrow, that's it, right? We're closing up shop, but you're always welcome to sign up at any time. A love reading between Justin and yourself. Cool beans, because then we get to do this spread, right, that we usually do during love readings, especially when we do the soul sessions. I'm turning away. Classy, enjoy your day, right, and your weekend. I hope the weather is at least decent by you, and there's a lot of sunshine like here in New York. All right, Vanessa. Holy Spirit, what does Vanessa need to know about the relationship she has with Justin? What does Vanessa need to know about, as I look up and it says 1222, balance, 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 balance. We are manifesting the things that bring us peace and balance. What does Vanessa need to know about her relationship? With her and Justin. So let's tap into Justin's current energy, how he feels about you, action steps he's planning to take, right? Something you should know about the progress of this relationship and where you guys are at now. Overall energy is that 10 of Cups, right? That happily ever after. Just keep in mind the 10 of Cups, right? Because it's that cup energy, it's that water energy, right? Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer energy, right? Is the dream of having that happily ever after, of having that groundedness, that peace, that happiness, that success. There's a lot of healing with this Temperance being behind it that still needs to be done, but that's part of the journey. Every soulmate we meet, again, gives us something to help us along. Our journey gives us something to help us become that adds to our becoming the people that we are supposed to be. It triggers in ways that are meant for us to heal. It feels like this relationship thus far is happening exactly as it's supposed to. Holy Spirit, what else does Vanessa need to know about her relationship with Justin? Anything else? Thank you. That fell on the floor and we shall leave it there. Okay. Okay. And we'll get some messages. Anything that needs to be said about anything that came out. Any other whole deck just wants to fall out. Clarification that needs to be made. Guess what? Actually, I'll take that. All right. Starting with the overall energy, right? Clarifying that 10 of Cups, the dream of having happily ever after, the desire to create this peaceful, stable home life is being crossed by the privileged lady. This is someone that knows, both intuitively on a spiritual subconscious level and bonus, right? On a conscious level. A lot of the masculines tend to just know things intuitively and they can't really describe why they know what they know, and they try to mansplain it or they try to intellectualize it. But this is someone, Justice is someone who knows, who has a very good idea of what it is he feels and what it is he wants to do when it comes to this relationship. He has this vision of having this stable, happy, peaceful home with you because he feels you deserve it. You deserve the world, right? With this privileged lady, the greenhouse behind her and the sprawling estate. This is someone, if he had the financial means, would give you the biggest house with the biggest land, even though you may not want that because who's going to do the upkeep, right? He would take care of all of that if he could. Starting about his energy, what he's thinking, right? What is his current energy? You have thoughts, family room in the reverse, and justice. This feels like deja vu. This feels like you've heard this before. So this reading is serving as confirmation with this thoughts. Oh, look at that. Who's he thinking of? The privileged lady, right? Because that's the same face, right? I love it when the cards tell the story so beautifully, right? Thinking about how he can show up for you as a better partner, move things in the right direction, continue to move things in the right direction, continue to do things the right way. This is definitely someone who dots his I's, crosses his T's, double checks the list, triple checks the list to make sure that he's doing everything that he needs to be doing. This is someone who is definitely very, very self-aware, and even the person is facing the position of what are their thoughts of you, talking their truth, speaking their truth, right? There's a lot of things that need to be said that hasn't been said with the family room that came out in reverse. A lot of conversations that he wants to have. He's just not ready to have because he doesn't have all his ducks in a row. And this is someone who's hyper aware of what they say and what they do when it comes to you. And again, always wanting to say and do the right thing. Action steps they're planning to take. Vanessa, 9 of Pentacles. Besides tell you just how wonderful and lovely you are, right? And how, they feel about you, actually honoring you. When we see the Nine of Pentacles, we see the privileged lady, somebody who has it all. It is earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, right? It's also the energy of knowing your worth, knowing your value, and making sure they show up as someone. Their actions, their what they say, even what they think reflects that they know your value, right? This is the one again. His thoughts, which is 16, which is 7, and then we're back to 7 again, who is measuring twice, cutting once, right? In that energy of really being sure all of their ducks are in a row and they're saying the right thing. This is someone who prays for you, who prays about the relationship, right? That's a good man, Savannah. This is someone who has a great deal of respect for feminines in general. This is definitely someone who's further along in their journey, their spiritual journey, than what we're typically used to seeing here on Divine Love Talk. Keep showing up as you've been showing up. Keep doing what you've been doing because they love every single bit of you. This is a twin flame union. Keep in mind, right? Because this is my twin flame card, the Two of Wands, fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag energy. True twin flames are part of a divine union, are part of the 144,000, the ones that are sent 2 by 2 to spread the word. Like Jesus and Mary Magdalene, right? Like Joseph and Mary, like Anna and Joachim, like Tristan and Isolde, right? We can go on and 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 on. But with true twin flame unions, right? You have that love, you have that attraction, you have the basics of relationships. But those unions will be more challenging than most. When true twin flames get together, you change the world. Just you two can change the world, just like Jesus and Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene pissed off the masculine society so much by showing up and showing out just as she was and being adored by the Messiah just as she was, publicly and in ways that feminines were never adored, right? That was her story was almost completely written out of history. The Bible, as we know it, doesn't have her book, but she has her own book, just like the rest of the apostles, right? Mark, Luke, John, and them. So, of course, right, twin flames have such a challenge coming together. Your love not only inspires other people to love, your love not only renews other people's faith and love, your love encourages people to go back to source, to go back to God. And if you don't realize it, with the planes and what happened in Switzerland, right? With that machine that they turned on a year and a half ago, and all the weird things that's been going on, there's this ick, right? This dark energy that's trying to prevent true soulmates from coming together. This is why we had the prayer today, right? As a battle cry to let my people go, set my people free. You're going to face obstacles and challenges with this card in the reverse that came out. In reverse, the pathway card, right? That Job 28:22 card. Your pathway will always be illuminated if you have faith and trust the process and just keep doing what you've been guided to do. But there will be obstacles. When we hear about twin flames, we talk about the runner and the chaser and the this and the that and the 12 steps and the 8 steps and the 40 steps. And The journey has been so severely commercialized that most people who are researching the twin flame journey doesn't realize that it's a deeply, profoundly spiritual one. And because your love will, not has the potential, but will bring others back to source, the creator, you as an individual will always be under spiritual attack. Your union will always be under spiritual attack. And the masses will try to make it seem, including family members, will try to make it seem like y'all not as special as y'all think you are, right? All women lie and all men cheat. I don't know why you guys think they will constantly throw those balls of negativity your way, and they'll show up as mishaps, miscommunication, and things of that nature. As long as you remember your true purpose together, what purpose you serve to the Creator, to one another, and the collective, y'all will be just fine. You're in a good space spiritually, and unlike most masculines, he is in a good space spiritually. Because you keep going, you give him the strength and courage to keep going and doing what he's supposed to do. Lastly, right, because I almost forgot about this one. Oh my. Oh my. Putting all your business in the street. I'm not going to lean into this too much, right? But we'll say that you guys have a lot of creative energy, which is also part of the twin flame union, right? To go forth and be fruitful. Keep doing what you're doing. It's more than infatuation, right? Definitely the adoration and the addiction just weighed against your purpose, right? And what the relationship is supposed to be. What you now know, or always known, that the relationship is supposed to be. Excuse me. That is your message. Let's see what you guys are chit-chatting about in the comments. Whew. Take time every day to clear space of everything that is energetically external to you. Anytime, Vanessa. Read. They're giving you homework during 40 days and 40 nights, right? Take the time between March 5th and April 20th. Take the next 6 weeks to research who Mary Magdalene is and to research Esther, the true story of Esther, including her birth name, not the name she was given, right? There's some correlations that you'll make along the journey, and that will further strengthen you and the bond you share with your beloved. Prophet Pathways. Hello, hello, hello. We've been under spiritual war with a third party. You have many third parties, right? The parents came up, aunties, uncles, like family members, right? Not thinking that this is a big deal, right? Just sending unnecessary negative energy. Gina, how are you? You know what? Another confirmation that I should be on here on Saturdays because the whole tribe, right? Give or take like 3 or 4 people are here. Figure it fit. Aww. How are you? Take the separation in stride, Vanessa, and keep trusting your intuition. And he's praying for it. He's praying over it. Marcy. Attack has been an understatement. And to piggyback off of what was said yesterday, for believers, right? Not my lukewarm believers, right? But my folks in the soul tribe who have that higher spiritual calling, my higher echelon spiritual folks, right? That have been visited by the Holy Spirit, that have seen the ancestors, that just have this bigger, deeper connection. I was about to say you guys, but it's really, we're going to be under attack the heaviest, right? When it comes time to cry, cry. When it comes time to scream, scream. Out here fighting, a lot of us are going to be fighting for our lives, right? Just to survive, just to take that next breath of air. And always, 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 always keep in mind your attacks on you personally or on your union wouldn't be this great if you didn't have something great coming down the line. There wouldn't be this much going on to try to block you on the journey if there wasn't some big, bold, beautiful thing on the other side of these 40 days and 40 nights. For some of you, a little longer. For some of you, a little less. Keep going. Keep fighting. This is the time when we get on our knees and pray until our body starts to vibrate, until we start doing things that we're not completely in control of. When you're in the presence of the Holy Spirit and your spirit separates from body, weird things happen, but revelations occur. Power comes down. We're not doing any return to senders. We're letting justice, we're letting spirit, we're letting Jesus take the wheel. Just know it's coming. And again, like Spirit said in the beginning, some of you, some of us, this is going to be the heaviest you've ever experienced. Ever. Don't forget, Vanessa, right? Job 28:22, or is it 22:28? I want to say it's 28:22, right? About the pathway always being illuminated. Let that be your guiding light. Which is 35, which is 8, the number of karma. Everything is happening the way it's supposed to. There's a season for weeping, and there's a season to rejoice. All right. I had a dream. I gave birth, but the bag was bleeding with the baby inside and then cleared up. And that speaks to deliverance, freedom, release. Finally, right? When people do bippity boppity boo, right? When they engage in spiritual warfare and they use blood magic, because it's the fastest magic and most destructive, we're encouraged. You could do what you want, but we're encouraged not to retaliate ourselves, right? To remedy it. Like we don't fight fire with fire. Our guides will do that for us. Blood is the cleansing. It's the release. It's the, I'm hearing the big payback. James Brown. Someone is big mad and I wonder who. All right, Marcy, you've been so patient to the front of the line. Marcy will be the last reading on the live. Anybody else who would like a personal reading, feel free to sign up for a soul session. Instead, transform the energy to move your life forward with ease, right? Going back to the imagery of that cloud. Indeed, honeybee, indeed. Miss Nicole. Soul Tribe, my OG Soul Tribe members, right? And those of you who have, let's have a conversation. Those of you who have recently seen me in their dreams, like, understand, we giggle, we have fun, some interesting topics come up as we're reading, but for you new guys here, I'm not a tarot reader. I'm a mystic, right? I'm a priestess. I sit very, very high in the spiritual world. And because some of you had the audacity to want to grow in your spirituality, who you have the audacity to fight for yourself, right? When you go under spiritual attack, guess who they come for too? But have no feelings towards that, because that's part of the journey, right? They didn't just come for Jesus, they came for the disciples too, right? Poor Peter. No, the Holy Spirit wants you to know that you're not in this journey alone. If you come across my path, whether in the physical, in the astral, or, online, right, it's because you are at a pivotal point in your life, right? And you need to get to point A to point B. I sit at the crossroads. Anything that happens, anything that shows up to try to deter you from your faith, to try to turn you off from your faith, don't allow it. I mean, you have free will, but you're so close. Be careful of images popping up that look like me. And some of you, though you've never seen my physical face, have seen my physical face, right? God is just that good. He'll make it happen so that we all have a grand party in the astral. That's his choice, not mine, because I'd stay incognito. But just be careful, right? Be very discerning of the spirits that come to visit you over these 40 days and 40 nights. Because if they can't intimidate you and they can't scare you, they'll pretend to be your friend. Keep that in mind. Trust your intuition. And meditate. Get on your knees, pray, meditate, connect with source, connect with spirit, connect with your intuition. And remember, we are all soulmates guiding each other home. Marcy, did you have a specific question that you wanted answered, or did you want a general message? Miss Nicole, you reminded me of that as I sat with the second picture, right, of the cord. Someone's definitely trying to break the connection, right? Someone you definitely pissed off. I'll tell you who you pissed off. Well, not exactly who, which side of the family, right? Because you're doing what they try to put you to sleep to. You're stepping into your power. You're reclaiming what's rightfully yours. And that comes with so much more than it has so much more than just a spiritual significance. It's safer. That's why I'd rather stay to myself. Agreed. I said what I said yesterday, and then you got visited by a cardinal. I love it, Margie. What time? What time, though? What time? Was it around dawn? Was it during the time of the prayer? Because what? I love that for us, Margie. I love it. Flew from the fence to the windowsill like, you see me? I see you. So you see me. All right, shifting the energy. Hi, Roy boy. How are you? Right, speaking of eagles, the sun was coming up. So that's, according to our time zones, probably around the same time as the prayer. Confirmation that whatever you were asking for when you submitted your offer. Margie. Confirmation that whatever you asked for is received and is manifesting into your reality in divine timing. My goodness. My goodness. My goodness. All right. What does Marcy need to know? We keep getting interrupted. Holy Spirit, what does Marcy need to know in this moment? What does Marcy need to know in this moment? What does Marcy need to know in this moment? All right, my dear. You have the rose quartz, the moldavite, or the cowrie shell. Which pile is your pile? The moldavite. What else does Marcy need to know on this 222 portal day? Save these two for last. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention, going back to the general message, right? Pay attention to the signs, the synchronicities. Pay attention with your mind's eye as well as physically. This is going to be a season of connect the dots, right? You are counted amongst the ones who have the audacity, right, to step into your power, to seek the calling, the higher calling that's been nipping at your ankles, right, knocking at your door for the longest time, finally, truly, because there was a time where it was a little lukewarm, right? But now that you've truly surrendered to the journey, now that you've truly opened up your heart, right, and your mind, now that you're truly understanding that there is more than meets the eye, things in the physical, in the 3D aren't what they seem. Now that you're getting comfortable with manipulating energy and manifesting things and working your way up to a point in your life where you become untouchable, you are encouraged to continue paying attention to the signs, to the different things that are showing itself. Staying in your calm, even though you've been under heavy, heavy fire attack, right? We mentioned it before, that incident in July, it was supposed to be lights out for you. That was one of those lights out attacks, right? They're saying you're supposed to be a memory. And the fact that you're not makes people both upset and very curious, right? Because you come off as unassuming and you don't brag about knowing this and how to do that. And you're not you don't have a title. Well, you don't have a title in the physical world, not like the titles these people have, but you do have high rank, naturally high rank in the spiritual realm. And your dad, because that's who you inherited from, fiercely watches over you. So while you may be a little battered and bruised and can't quite stand on your own, right? You're leaning in for support, both emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Keep going. This is a part of the journey. Whatever needs to be let go of, right? Whatever moves, both physical, right, and spiritual, that needs to be made. Trust that you will have the resources. Trust that you will have the resources to make things happen. Do not doubt anything that affects your stability, your finances, your comfort level. Get real comfortable in sitting in the knowingness that everything will be taken care of. Everything will be provided for. They want you to continue working on your physical, spiritual, mental, and emotional healing. They're going to take care of the physical, real world, tangible things outside of you. They want you to take care of the things within you. Because as above, so below, as above, so within, so without, so within. Play, right, with your manifesting abilities. Don't worry about the how something is going to come down, or the why, or looking for the avenues, whatever's due to you. If you say you want a Big Mac with just, I don't know, something weird. Let's say you want a Big Mac with, instead of the Thousand Island sauce, with ranch, right? Impossible. And who would want that? Don't think about that. If that's what you want, they're going to make it happen for you. And that was really, really obscure for a reason. No matter what, how obscure the thing it is that you want, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, don't worry about the how it's coming to you. Just know that it's coming to you. Just as you are encouraged to know that no matter how many attacks come your way to knock you down, just like you're still standing now, you'll forever still be standing. If what they did in July literally left a Band-Aid of what was supposed to be, there is nothing that can knock you off the square at this time except you, right? Your faith and things of that nature. Lastly, we have balance, and we have, I am, right? Those affirmations. You see how these rocks are perfectly perched, even though they're in the they're square in the middle of a waterfall? Stoicism. I saw a video on stoicism, being stoic, right? And I forget which of the great philosophers that said, be like the rocks near the ocean, unmovable, right? Letting things come and go as they please. We know scientifically, very slowly, on a minute scale, as these waterfalls keep going, the rocks are slowly but surely being weathered away. But they still stand, unmoved, unshaken, in all of their glory. You still stand, unmoved, unshaken, and in all of your glory. Stand in your I am. Stand in the knowingness because of whose child you are, both physically and spiritually. You'll be just fine. They're saying untouchable, but for the monitoring spirits in the room, we'll say just fine. You've survived everything thrown your way, including the things meant to take you out completely, right? So there's nothing that you cannot survive, period. Marcus, that was the philosopher? Huh. Funny how his initials are the first letters of Marcy. Such a huge confirmation. Such a huge confirmation as goosies attack me from my ankles up. My goodness. Oh, that's what you need to know. Keep going. keep on keeping on. Right? Right. And Spirit was very, very clear about that, right? Very, very clear. My goodness. Hey, lovely Jazz. Wow. So you guys tell me, right? It is currently 12:59 Eastern Standard Time here in New York. What is a good time for us to go live on Saturdays? Those of rank never have to advertise. They just move through life accordingly. I love that. John, you're such a wordsmith. Whoa, a Roman emperor. He was an emperor before he was a philosopher who eventually contributed a lot to philosophical thought. Let me, we're gonna do some research on Marcus. Yeah. Roy boy, what you been up to? Now is a good time. We love this time, so we'll do it. We'll see how many Saturday. I can't say every Saturday. But we'll see which Saturdays we can accommodate. The energy is definitely different. Definitely different. I'm not sure it's because if it's the portal day or we had that prayer for soulmates, the true 2x2s coming together. This was a manifestation prayer, right? Coming together prayer. I'm thinking about doing something either for the new moon. We're not doing nothing for the lunar eclipse. Why? Be careful, like we love to manifest on the new moon and we love to release on the full moon. However, when you do this on an lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse, those manifestations are very, very unpredictable. The energy is volatile. Not saying that you won't manifest what you want. It's just more likely to manifest in a very chaotic, volatile way that you typically never see coming. So that being said, I'm probably going to have either a guided meditation on the new moon or another prayer. Soul Tribe, I'll leave it up to you to choose which one do you think we need at this time, and we'll do it because the guided meditations are fun. They're draining, but they're fun. And we'll do that as well as love offering. Let me know by, I don't know, Monday, right? Let me know through the weekend and we'll make it happen so that we are fully prepared for this eclipse season, which will not only rock you as an individual, but it's going to rock the collective. Whew. In his early, see, that ties up the life perfectly. In his earlier life, he was harsh. As he became older, he recognized that there was a different approach. The pivot, the switch. I like that. Probably going to butcher your name, Miss Fadal, but help me out here. Jaira, thank you for the roses. If I butchered that, please help me pronounce it correctly. The breath work does take discipline, and it's wonderful for the abs. What meditation kills my soul. You would have to sit this one out, actually, because we need to talk. Well, no, we don't need to talk, right? Because it'll come out one way or another, but we'll connect. Shahira. Oh. That is a very, very, very pretty name. That is a wow. Because y'all know it reminds me of Jehovah Jireh, right? Wow. Look, you'll be fine. We'll be fine, right? We'll get through this together. Before we wrap up the live, any questions, thoughts, feelings that you want to share with the collective? I know I probably missed a few of your comments. Boogie, I say yes, because why not? It's Saturday and it's a good time for a nap. I need to message you about something, but I kind of already know. Take out the kinda because you already know. You already know. Have a great weekend, John. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us, Morty. 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 As we wrap up, those of you who are waiting for your recorded reading, those will be going out later on this evening. So keep an eye on your inbox. Soul Tribe, OG members, right? We've been missing each other a lot. And it's because of scheduling conflicts. So I had this bright idea. If you really, really need to chat with me, just go to my calendar. Soul Tribe OGs can book whatever time, however time they need, right? Except for Boogie. I'm just kidding, right? Whenever you need it, whenever there's availability, right? So you guys won't keep getting lost in the sauce. Sherry, you're welcome. Because he is home, loca. That's why I did it, Boogie. That's exactly why I did it. Like, hey, yup. You're awake. Right? I wish I joined sooner. Your voice is like ASM. Everybody keeps telling me that, right? Maybe in the second half of 2025, we'll start a separate ASMR channel. I don't know. Isn't she lovely? I like that name a lot. I like it. If any thoughts come up, we're working on that, right, Loca? We're working on that. If any thoughts come up, any feelings that you want to share, ASMR Tarot. Now that's, hey now. If any thoughts, feelings come up over the weekend and you just want to talk, right? Not everything needs to be transactional. If you just want to talk, send me an email, send me a DM, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. We are going to try to resume Divine Love Talk After Dark on Tuesdays and Thursdays next week. So we can have those conversations as well. We'll see. In the meantime, take care of yourself always, right? Engage in self-care always, but most especially over the next 6 to 8 weeks, be kind and gentle to yourself as well as others. And of course, stay blessed. ASMR Mystics. I just like that title, ASMR Mystic. Ooh, Margie, let's connect. Thank you so much. Love you.